15th, 2015. It's a beautiful day. The sun just came out. We've been here since 7:30, right?
7:30.
7:30, we're on the water. Can't say as we got anything yet. This is Greenwood Lake after all. This is a very, very difficult lake. It's tough in the spring, much less in September for fish, any kind of fish. You really got to work hard to get them. The water temperature is about 79 degrees. That's the last time we looked. Of course, we don't have any sonar today because we lost power somehow. Everything else works except the sonar, the front and the back. So it has to be a sonar unit. So we're kind of fishing blind, but we know this lake. We've been here many times. And we're sitting about 20 feet of water off a wall. And we're using plastics, stick baits, swim baits, anything, spinners, trying to scare up some fish. And my buddy here, the Phantom, there's a reason why we call him the Phantom, but we won't go into that right now. But he's a dedicated fisherman too, but he comes out with us quite often. So we're here today. He's using a spinning gear. I'm using a bait caster, and this is my K-Lab 24T carbon composite. This reel I paired with a Lew's bait caster. It's a great reel. I'm waiting for the akumas that are being sent to us. We're going to be using them very shortly up in our northern lake in Canada, and we're really anxious to field test that. But for now, this is our K-Lab 24T medium fast tip. This is a great rod, two-piece, sensitive. You can cast for a mile with a light lure, and it's a great fishing rod. K-Lab 24T. So let's see if we can catch some fish.
Oh wait. Oh.
The Phantom thinks he has.
No,
oh,
no.
The Phantom don't have anything.
It was an owlfish.
Well, we got our sonar back. We were worried about that. We found there's a loose wire down there underneath the dash. We knew it was power. We went under the dash, looked, and said, oh, it's dangling loose. We went under there, fixed it. Now we got sonar back. Thank God.
No fish.
No fish yet, but now we may be able to find them. All right, we're in the lily pads here. We're using topwater frogs. See if we can scare something up. We're in Greenwood Lake again, and it's about 1 o'clock, and it's September. But check out all the weeds, the lily pads, everything in the water. Now we wanted to come here to obviously catch some bass. We also wanted to test this new Ninja blade cutter we got from our friends at Ninja. And it sits right on the trolling motor. You can see the, I don't know if I can show you with my finger, but it's right on, it's a silver piece of silver, metal, with a sharp blade that sits between the motor housing and the back of the prop, so that weeds, if they get in between those two areas, gets cut. And we drove right through the middle of this stuff, and the blade worked beautifully. No hang-ups at all. We're right in the middle of it, all on this trolling motor. This thing did a great job. Very impressed. Again, the Ninja blade cutter. I hope I got the name right, because I don't have the box. But that thing works great. We'll put it on our site just to make sure, and steer you in the right direction. That's a great tool. Alright, we just talked about that Ninja blade. We want to try and get up here a little bit more. And these are thick pads. This is going to be a real challenge for this blade to cut through this stuff. We all know how thick lily pads are. Their stems, they're nigh impossible to break even when you're trying to pull them out by hand. We're going to try to cut up into there, go up a little bit further here. Now ordinarily we wouldn't do this on purpose. We just wanted to see. And it's cutting through. It's cutting through. All Alright, that was probably a little challenging to get really through this heavy, thick stuff. So we're going to try and back out. And we're moving out. It's cutting it as we go. The real test is when we pull this blade up on this motor to see how we did. But we got pretty far in there. We're backing out now. We're right in it. We're only about 1.5 foot of water in here. We're kicking up mud with the motor. We're really putting this thing through the test. Not only the motor, but the blade. The Ninja blade. Cutting through it, going around. And you can see where we're kicking up mud with the prop.
There's nothing on
the Ninja blade. We put this thing through the test today. We definitely put this thing through the test. We're coming out of the lily pads now. And again, we were in like 1.5 foot of water. Thick, thick weeds, mud. There's Vinny the Phantom back there grooming himself. We're in this little cove right here. And it's all filled with lily pads and weeds and mud. 1.5 foot deep, 2 feet deep. Looking for a bass. Yeah, that's why we're here. That's what we want. Alright, we're coming out of it. We're coming out of it. You can see more of this stuff that we're cutting through. Alright, now you saw how we came through the middle of this stuff, through the pads and through the weeds. Let's see how much weed we picked up on the motor. The blade is clear. Blade's not that bad. Considering what we went through, that's not bad. It got us through there and cut it up. It did a good job. We're pleased with it.